What's up, guys? This is the CrossFit Walnut Creek team here. Oh man, Ruthie's gonna lose her shit. It's okay. CrossFit Walnut Creek team here, and today we are playing 10 questions with Ruthie. We had Ruthie ask 10 questions about CrossFit, and we are going to answer them as best we can. With that, Ruthie, question number 1.
Question 1. What should you eat before you work out?
You should eat whatever sits well with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, for instance, I can't eat spicy food before I work out. It absolutely destroys me. I feel like I have to poop, and it's really bad. And don't eat too soon before you work out. So a common mistake people make is they eat like a half an hour before, and then you feel really bad. So like 2 hours before.
I can eat whatever I want before I work out, immediately before I work out.
Oh.
I'm joking, I really can.
Yeah. So Andrew's developed that tolerance over time. I'm not quite there. Ruthie, what do you like to eat before you work out?
Egg whites or oatmeal, because I usually work out in the morning.
Egg whites and oatmeal. There you go. That's good.
Okay. Why don't we ever do crunches or abs in the WOD? In a WOD.
That's not what the question is.
Yeah. Why don't we ever do
twist.
crunches or abs?
Okay.
So we do abs.
I meant in the WOD.
we do midline work every day. Could we do more? Yeah, but just having a bar supported on your back or bracing your midline to deadlifts, all that stuff is very, very good as far as developing supportive structures and just midline stability. If you want to do crunches, you do crunches at home. I mean, we can do an hour-long class of crunches if you want.
Okay, fine.
Wait, hold on. I think there's a question behind the question now. And that is because you want a six-pack, right?
Yeah.
And more crunches lead to a six-pack?
No.
Okay. Excellent. But
it's helpful to do ab work
okay.
to get them a little bit stronger.
So, Andrew, can you take off one of the layers of your sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Do you have like a t-shirt?
Yeah.
So I prepped this ahead of time because I knew this was going to happen. So Andrew is leaner than I am. And Andrew, if you go ahead and flex your bicep, so see if you can get that out there. You see how you can see all the striations and little nuggets and stuff like that? Okay? You cannot see that in my arm. And the reason is because I need to drop a few percentage body fat. It's not because I haven't done enough bicep work. Okay? So the same thing goes for abs. Abs are just weird because you tend to store fat there. The threshold between you having abs and not having abs is body fat percentage. It is not how much core work you do. Core work is important. We do core work all the time. But we're not going to try and crunch our way to six-pack abs.
We want people to accomplish their goals of getting leaner or lose weight, whatever their goal may be, but we also are really concerned with people's strength and their safety handling heavy loads, and you're going to develop a lot of strength just by handling outside loads if you're moving them correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Abs aren't going to be conducive to back squatting more. Back squatting is going to be very conducive to developing your midline.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Why do a hook grip?
Hook grip, very easy. If you have a hook grip, you are preventing the bar from rolling out of your hands. As you have heavier and heavier loads, hook grip is required. And this is for Olympic lifting. You don't necessarily want to do that for deadlift. You could train that. But for snatch and clean stuff, oh, we have a guest. Hey, puppy dog, say baby. A hook grip basically prevents the bar from rolling out of your hand. It's absolutely mandatory if you want to clean and jerk or snatch heavy loads.
Oh.
Anything to add? That's pretty much all there is to it.
Just it's a more secure grip. One thing I feel like people sometimes misunderstand with a hook grip is like if they're going to go use it and then just chalk up their hands, they're going to go to Olympic lifts. You should chalk up where you're actually going to get friction on your hook grip. So chalk up your thumb, chalk up your fingertips. Having tons of chalk in the mid portion of your hand and the meat of your hand doesn't necessarily help out a ton. Just chalk up your hook grip more so than anything.
Yeah, one last thing, if any golfers out there, it's the same thing as doing the interlocking pinky thing. It basically feels uncomfortable at first, and it may feel kind of weird, but it is absolutely essential to doing the movement correctly.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. No. Will I get bulky if I only lift heavy?
No.
No.
Hypertrophy rep range is anywhere from 8 to 12 reps. Strength is going to be like 4 to 6, and power is going to be 1 to 2 reps. Olympic weightlifting is power. Obviously, Olympic weightlifters put in some volume and put in some hypertrophy work, and you will increase your muscle mass, but that's not the goal of this program. We're not a hypertrophy program.
Yeah, and seriously, I think the one sentence that sums it up is nobody ever got big on accident. It is just so freaking hard to put on muscle mass. Getting big for anybody who's ever tried to get big, it is so hard. Like, you literally do not have to worry about it. Just you're waking up one day and you're just big as shit and you didn't even intend to do that. It doesn't happen.
Okay. Why do CrossFit athletes use Atlas stones?
Atlas stones are awkward strength. They promote good hip extension. They also promote good connection with the object you're trying to lift, because ideally on an Atlas stone you're going to kind of roll it more so than create a weightlessness in which you get underneath it. So awkward strength. So you get grip work. You have to set your back in a more braced position more so than an extended position, and hip extension and connection to the object you're trying to move.
And then in general physical preparedness. So the whole premise of CrossFit is that if you had access to this stuff, run, bike, swim, push, pull, squat, climb ropes, do rock climbing, run a 5K, do powerlifting, pull from as many disciplines as possible to create a general physical preparedness. Atlas stones is one of those domains.
Cool. Why do handstands?
Handstands, another way to reinforce a good overhead position, locked out elbows, shoulders packed, as well as if you are going to compete in CrossFit, it's kind of essential. If you want to start walking on your hands, if you want to do handstand push-ups, all that stuff, it just kind of helps people get comfortable with being inverted, as well as it just has great crossover to basically everything else we do with a barbell, and when it comes to overhead positions.
Yeah, it's a great reinforcer of elbow lockout, because if you've ever gone up to the wall and felt yourself kind of crumple, there's a pretty good chance you didn't have truly locked out elbows. And locked out elbows, it's essential for a lot of things we do in here. So it's a really good crossover.
Is it good for your core?
Yes,
Absolutely.
if you do it correct.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
That's why we don't do crunches. We do handstands.
Okay. Do CrossFitters have to eat paleo?
No.
Oh.
This whole time you thought you were supposed to do paleo and you weren't.
Right.
It's okay. Eat to perform. Whatever makes you feel good. Paleo is just one route to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What if I can't use the recommended weight?
Then don't, and use a weight that is safe for you for that one.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. What's our order of operations? It's basically movement efficacy, so staying safe with proper technique, and then from there load, and then from there, output of go. What am I?
Positions, movement, speed, loading.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you're missing one of those, load is the last thing. So if you're missing your speed on your kettlebell swings, or on your Olympic lifts, or your squat, whatever it is, then you should not be loading heavier. If you miss your the correct movement pattern throughout that movement, or the right mechanics, then you should be loading heavier. And if you don't have the right positions, then you're no good.
Yeah. So scale back.
Okay.
Do something you can do. Yes.
The last question.
All right.
Is 1 watt enough, or should I do more?
Depends.
That is a huge depends question. Okay.
Depends what your goals are.
What if you... Okay.
If you want to get stronger, doing a bunch of wads isn't going to help you out a whole lot. If you want to compete in CrossFit and you already have a solid strength base, then yeah, you may need to do a couple more wads. Just doing 1 5-minute wad on a day may not be enough to help you destroy the competition or even be competitive at all.
Mm-hmm.
But wads really aren't the answer to everything. Doing tons of wads, tons of bodyweight squats and light deadlifts and stuff doesn't. It has its place, but typically 1 wad should be enough for most people based on what their goals are.
Yeah, and I think this is a common criticism of CrossFit is people feel that CrossFit is nothing but a wad. Like, hey, an hour-long class just consists of wads on wads on wads. And I think there are programs out there like that, and basically that's a conditioning program, it's not a strength and conditioning program. So if you're weak, you should get strong. If you're strong but you lack endurance or just basic metabolic conditioning, or you can't run around the block without stopping, then the conditioning element is the thing that you need more. It just depends on what you need. And like Andrew said, if you want to compete in CrossFit, do more CrossFit. But if you generally want to get stronger and get more fit, you have to combine that strength element as well. Otherwise, the wad is just kind of spinning in circles. And you can do that all day and you won't get any stronger.
Cool.
Sweet. Bonus question, number 11. Off the top of your head right now. One more question.
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Why should you foam roll? Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. Why should you foam roll?
Yeah. Or should you foam roll before or after you work out? Or both?
The jury's out on that stuff. whether or not there's like a immense benefit. I mean, there's definitely anecdotal. Yes, it feels good, but as far as what it actually does for your muscles, am I hitting the nail on the head on this one?
That's a tough question to give a definitive answer on.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we can say is if you are going to foam roll, like, kind of a general rule of thumb is if you're like chit chatting, and not that foam rolling shouldn't be fun, but if you're chit chatting and cracking jokes and all that stuff, chances are you're not getting what you should be getting out of foam rolling, which is self-myofascial release, which is kind of digging into the tissues. It should be kind of uncomfortable, and you should have kind of a focus on what you're doing as opposed to just laying on a foam roll. But
Yeah.
the jury's still out on that.
But what was the question again? Ask it just like you asked it before.
Why should you foam roll?
Why should you foam roll?
Yeah.
Well, the theory
Yes,
is
it was
to gain mobility, but you know the prescription to say you should foam roll is not. I don't know if we can definitively say people should foam roll because there's many ways to achieve mobility, many ways to achieve that end. Yeah.
That's a tricky one.
It is tricky. And foam rolling is just one of the tools, and it's definitely helpful for some people. But we're not going to sit here and ever say you have to foam roll. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well done, guys. That was fun. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again sometime.